off, going down inside the DFC welterweight division. Set for 3 3-minute rounds. When the action begins, the man in charge, Mr. Stan McCandlish. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this is Andrew Horowitz.
Astro, no.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew Horowitz coming to us from Off the Chain MMA out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Bit of an interesting story about this fight. I'm not going to get too much into it, but basically a lot happened to get this fight, keep this fight together, and it actually moved up to a catch weight of 175 as of yesterday. But a lot of hard work between both these guys and the promotion to make sure this fight could happen for us. And they're here to put on a show. And from what I've seen of these guys watching their videos, their previous fights, a show they will put on.
Absolutely. Now, Andrew Horowitz, I always find it important to talk about people like this. 2-5-1, no contest, but he fought a lot of fights at 185.
Right, yeah. He's 185, we'll say, is not his weight class. He should, be fighting closer to 170, but was fighting up at 185 and still put on good performances, even though the record is not the best thing. You don't want to tell everybody you're 2-5. But every one of his losses of the fights that I watched, he put on a good show and was competitive in every fight, even when he was not victorious.
Absolutely, and that's so important to note because you're talking about a guy, when you're the smaller fighter and you still are barely the one losing it.
Yes.
It's an indicator. It's proof that it's not really the drawing board, maybe it's the weight class.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big deal for him, is fighting at a more natural weight class and finding some success there. Caleb Miller coming to us from Wolfpack MMA out of Rockwall, Texas. Like we said, there was some last-minute kind of stuff going on with the weight class and the weigh-ins for this fight. So Caleb Miller actually going to have a slight weight advantage coming in at 178.7.
Right, was discussed, agreed upon, all the issues worked out yesterday. But again, Andrew Horowitz has fought 185ers.
Right, yeah, this is going to be not new territory for him.
Absolutely. I will say he looks to be the bigger and stronger fighter, though, again, in this case. Record of 3-3, coming out of Wolfpack. Came all the way in from Rockwall.
Yeah, I was only able to find one video from Caleb Miller, but the one video I did find, he was, I'll say, quite dominant. Did a good job. Wasn't too flashy on the stand-up, but just threw some nice 1s and 2s, low leg kicks, and secured takedowns. Grounded out a very dominant decision win against a tough opponent. I will say Zack Horowitz, I'm imagining, is going to try to keep this fight standing up and throw in some bombs, looking to knock out his opponent. I'm expecting to see Caleb Miller probably tries to close the distance and get on top.
Absolutely. Bringing his banner out for Caleb.
DFC 6 continues with your next bout. Going down inside the DFC welterweight division. Set for 3 3-minute rounds. When the action begins, the man in charge, Mr. Stan McCandlish. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist representing Off the Chain MMA. Standing at 5'7", weighing in at 175 pounds from Hot Springs, Arkansas. This is Andrew Horowitz. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Wolfpack MMA. Standing at 5'11", weighing in at 178 pounds. From Rockwall, Texas, he is Caleb the Menace Miller.
And takedowns, and so I want to see if he utilizes some of that tonight.
May not be given any time, as both men seem to be very interested in just go ahead and getting at it.
That's one thing we don't see a lot of here at DFC, is a lot of filling out process. They usually just go get it. I don't know what it is about Monroe Civic Center here, but they always just kind of go.
Going for a low ankle pick, driving along the wall. And this is one of those takedowns that exists because of the wall right there.
Right, yeah, that was a good control and moving through it from Caleb Miller. And kind of just like I said, just looking to kind of close that distance and get dominant position, which he did. I mean, if you can do it like he did, why wouldn't you? Why do anything else? So yeah, Miller doing a good job with the back control from here, trying to get the arm under the chin. Horowitz hand fighting, but needs to, good job starting to get up, build a little bit of a base, but needs to start clearing some hooks, making some separation between the body. You don't want your back glued to their chest here.
Now his opponent is crossing his ankles, so Horowitz is trying to find the ankle lock, but Miller just teeing it off and trying to move it into a body triangle.
Yeah, I think the body triangle is hard for him to lock due to the torso of Horowitz, just not quite enough leg there to go around the body from this angle, which I have that same problem as well. Little short legs, hard to lock the body triangle.
You and I aren't far off in that.
Yeah. Caleb Miller kind of doing about as we expected as far as, controlling the hips, dominant ground control, nice little Casoto hook on the leg. Probably going to look to drag that out, maybe get his opponent away from the cage just a little bit, but does lose it.
But then staples the next leg, but his opponent uses that free leg now to stand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I actually have have it backwards. That's Horowitz.
Yeah, Horowitz is on top, yes.
Yeah, my bad.
Horowitz did a little bit of elevation there, couldn't quite find it. Now using the guillotine position, not going to say it's a choke at all, but using the guillotine position to hold the opponent from doing the high single. Still loops through and does it. Goes for the guillotine.
Yeah,
Miller's searching for
it. He does find it.
Gets the tap.
Yeah, the head was so far down on the single. Caleb Miller getting it done in the first round. Horowitz a bit too head low on that single, head on the outside, too far down. Caleb Miller takes advantage, wraps it up, and gets it done in the first here at DFC.
Absolutely. Caleb Miller moving on to 4-3.
Yeah, impressive performance from him. I got a bit backwards there, but good job from Horowitz at first. So he was doing a good job controlling there, but Miller able to find his way, use the cage, get back to his feet, and then Horowitz making that mistake, getting too head low on the outside single. And I've actually had some trouble running into that lately too, not just for me going for the single, but people snapping me down into it. It's when you get your head on that side and they're cutting that angle on that hip for the guillotine, it's so hard, and it's hard to get out at that point.
Action at 2 minutes and 8 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner by submission via guillotine. Fighting out of the red corner, Caleb the Menace Miller.